Hello, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday to all of you, those who are watching us on our live. Happy Sunday. So, welcome to Life Coaching Access. So, your daily access with professional certified life coaches brought to you by Life Coach Philippines. Life Coach Philippines is our community of professional life coaches certified by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs, a bona fide institute for mental health that is based in Dallas, Texas, USA. Life Coaching Access is our service to the community, and we aim to help individuals experience the process of transformation through the platform of life coaching. If you want to know more about our international coaching classes and services, please connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 for assistance. I am Coach Glacy, and this is my fourth episode for our segment Code Positivity is Under Control with Growth Mindsets. Let's reveal opportunities and create your way to success. So your access with me is every Sunday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And for our segment today, I will be sharing Getting Comfortable in Change. So please tag your friends and invite them to join our conversation. You may also share this FB Live to your timeline and FB groups so we can reach more people and help transform lives. I am Coach Glacy, a professional certified life coach by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs based in Dallas, Texas, USA. I help people create and develop positivity in their life and so they can be at their best amidst life challenges, especially on this time of pandemic, especially on this time of uncertainties. I am also cafe owner, 28th Street Cafe located at Mariveles, Bataan, and we exist to bring the community great and healthy food that can support their healthy lifestyle. We also provide coaching talk and workshop to the community. I am as well a continuous improvement manager at SLR Philippines, also located in Bataan. So let's begin for our topic today. So for our episode 4, this will be our last episode for our code positivity. It's under control in growth mindset. So on our previous episodes, we have activated positivity in you through growth mindsets. We grow our mindsets from failure consciousness to success consciousness and being in control so we can take actions and we know where to focus our energy. Now, as you continue to take that actions and you start to introduce change in your life or being the change, which most of us gets uncomfortable, so we resist it. And then eventually we stop. So for today, we are going to dive in on how to be just flow by getting comfortable in change. So change, yan. What is change? So always we begin on defining the word. So what is change? How do you define change? Hello, Coach Trisha. Good morning. I remember when we were elementary students. So when I hearing the word change, I always link it to is it physical change or chemical change? So normally the question of our teacher is like that. Change is categorized physical or chemical change. We did all that experiments also when we are students to create that actual change, especially the chemical change in which we can no longer distinguish the original appearance of that thing that undergoing change through that chemical process. So that's what when I hear before when I was young a change, that was I always remembering. So for you, what is change and how do you define it? So according to Merriam-Webster, so change is to make different in some particular. So the one on one thing or something, you will need to really make the difference. So meaning you can no longer recognize it from the previous appearance. So making that difference, we always tell ourselves, or we always proclaim, we will do that. Change is coming, and I'm excited. But when it's coming into life, we dread it or we resist it. But what is it really that we want? So we said we want change, but when the change is there, we resist it and we avoid it. So what is it really that we want? We also have this. We often hear also about change is the only permanent thing in the world. Change is the only constant, meaning there will always be changes. Things always change, and that includes us. We also undergoing growth and transformation, because the moment growth stops, decay will begin. And then from all the creation, we humans said that we are the most adaptive. We are the most adaptive species. So humans are the most adaptive species. We have survived all the changes in the environment and all that great revolution. So what are the great revolutions? So from hunting and gathering to agricultural revolution, then we have the industrial revolution, and now we are entering the digital revolution. So even with the climate change, we humans continuously adapt to the environment, to the continuously changing environment. And but why still we have this discomfort in change? So change is quite, it's a normal part of our life. We humans are the most adapted species, but still, why still we have that discomfort in change? Humans, because humans becomes the creatures of habits. So we are now, we humans are also creatures of habits. So because of this, we found comfort in routines and in familiarity. If you are to look back during that revolution from hunting and gathering, um, there's no still routine. And then when we go into that agricultural revolution, it brings us to settle down and we become more permanent in a place or in a certain routine. So you plant, you harvest, and we have experienced that comfort in that. And now, so we avoid change because it gives us discomfort. So our brain now are actually wired to the things that is familiar, and those that cannot recognize by the brain, it resists. The brain resists it. Why change give us discomfort? Because things we are seeing is new for us, and it has not been recognized by our brain. And we have this so-called on our memory or the history, like we have this history on our brain, that our brain store it, and each time there's certain events that will happen, it will get that memory, or it will get the storage. And so those that cannot recognize by our brain is a threat for it. So it's like, I cannot understand that. I don't know that. So it's like you resist it. Remember, the brain main function is to protect us from danger. So we continue doing things new or experiencing new things that brings us discomfort. So coming from the signal of the brain, so danger, danger, danger. So don't do it. It's a danger. Be careful. So it's signaling. So the tendency is you pause, you stop, or you worry, or it really gives you discomfort because you are not familiar with it. So I share also to you about change. So this is Kubler-Ross change curve. So when we said about that discomfort, if you look at this curve, we can see that discomfort is really normal for every change. If you look on the curve of that change, when we are starting, so that's the time that we are very excited just to when we think of that idea, we are very on fire, we are very excited to make it happen. And when we are to start the actions, and yes, we experience that unfamiliarity, we experience denial. So we are up, and then we start to take action, we start to go down, we experience denial that leads us event later to frustration because we are not going up. We really feel that I'm aspiring for growth. I'm changing myself. I'm changing the environment, changing the situation. But why I'm going down? So it's not the movement that we are expecting. We expect that we should be going up. So as for our expectation of growth, so we think that when it's growing, it's really always going up. So we feel that we are going down, and we feel that we are losing, and also we cannot see yet the gain. We really don't have it yet, and then eventually later we become depressed. So that's the lowest point. So the lowest point is the one that will tell you to stop, to quit, or you continue, you persevere. So you decide at level this level most often is the time where we are giving up. But if we are to continue and we recover and devise new actions to cope out and bounce back, so we can go to that higher curve in order to get really the results that we want. So that's the part that we are adapting now to the changes. We are now adapting to the new experiences or to the new events that happening in our life. So yan. So discomfort is really normal each time we are making some changes. So and then before we continue, so let us pause first for you to think of the current changes in your life right now and the upcoming changes that you foresee, or what are those that you are what are those changes? So picture those changes. What is the change that you would like to happen in your life? What is the change currently happening to your life right now, and you are maybe experiencing that resistance, that frustration already? What change you would like to do now to change something in your life? And what do you want to change about yourself? So picture those changes before before I walk you through on how to we get comfortable on these changes. So I will be sharing to you 4 ways to get comfortable in change. When we say getting comfortable in change, as we said that discomfort is part of change. So getting comfortable in change is getting comfortable in discomfort. Getting comfortable on the pain that goes through the process of change that we are going through. One way to get comfortable with the change, picture the outcome and desire it. So when you want the change in your life, what will be the outcome of that? In that outcome, you desire it. have a mental picture of that outcome, and you should not only want it, but the outcome, but you desire it. You have that keen desire. The desire should be bigger than the pain, because we know we will undergo pain. The desire should be bigger than that pain that we will endure during the transition or during the transformation. Let's go back to our why. Go back to your why. Why are you doing it? What is it in that outcome? And actually, when you remember on that curve, after that excitement, after that rara mode, you will reach that point that you will ask, why am I doing it? Is it really the right thing? So you will have that pause and you will have that questioning in your mind. Is it really what I want, or is if other people want? So what is it in that outcome? What it can give to you, and how will your life will change? And have that burning desire to really get it, that outcome. So for a second, so when we are undergoing change, when we are about to enter a process of change, know that there is always a trade-off for every change. You cannot have the past and the future at the same time. You need to let go of something. When you are already at the future version, let go of the past version. You cannot be on that future if you're still holding that one. On the other hand, your past version. You will not having that complete change if there is still some part that remains unchanged. And if you're still really not letting go of that one thing on that past, it may easily for you to go back and back to zero. You need to let go, and there's really know that there is that trade-off for every change. That trade-off actually is what gives us the discomfort during the period of change. And even after the change happen, foresee it from the beginning and acknowledge already the pain. So we would like to make our brain familiar on it. So we get comfortable having it in our mind before we get to experience it. So let me share this with you. So this one is a graph of if we are manage change or we not managing the change. So when we said that we get ourselves ready for the trade-off, for that discomfort, for that pain that we will go through. It's actually like managing the change. So when we are what we are really look into are those trade-offs. So like in the corporate world, we have this as a risk. So for every change, we would like to introduce, for every change that we would like to introduce, we are doing this risk analysis. So before that project, so we can manage it and create and we create already actions to manage the risk when it occurs, before it occurs. And then when it occurs, how do we manage it? How do we manage it? So this is managing the change, and this is like the knowing the trade-off of the change that we will undergo. So if you can see, and if you remember the curve, our first curve before, that going down, the curve going down to negative, it's normal. And what is important is how fast we will recover. So if you are on the managed change, you manage the trade-off, we can recover faster than if we don't manage it. And because also, the more we stay on that breaking point or on that depression mode, the more it will be difficult for us to rise up. That eventually, the more chance that we will quit or that we will stop the process that we are going through. So always not forget that it's really part of the process. And how well we will adapt is a um, more important when we are undergoing that process. So know that there will be the trade-off, and let's prepare for that trade-off. For our third one, so accept the new version of your future self. So whatever is the identity of your future self coming from the change, accept it and acknowledge it. So even on that one, even for the identity, even it's already on ourselves, we are still not familiar with it. So we also resist it, like we are denying ourselves on that one. So accept your future self and the change that goes with it. So when you are undergoing change in your life and when you are aiming for growth to happen to you, you yourself will really need to transform. And those identity, so because it's a transformation, those identity will really change and will become a new one. And those identity you are holding on that you thought you are will change. Because even it is not directly, even the change is not directly on us, and the change is on our environment, because we will adapt ourselves, so we will also undergo change and accept that new version of your future self. Oftentimes, we think of the acceptance of that society to a change in you, to a new you, to a new version of you. Like you often ask yourself, is will they accept me? Will they want what they will see on me, or they will not accept me? So don't hold yourself back, because it's actually you that you cannot accept yourself. So we need to accept yourself, accept even the future self. Don't hold yourself back, because you cannot solve a problem as the same person created that problem. You really need to change yourself to a new version, and you really need to accept that. For our fourth way, so recognize every moment of change. Oftentimes, when we look at change, we count only those massive or the milestones in it, and not considering those small changes. So before we reach that milestone, we already have that small changes occurring or happening. Let's measure every progress. Every progress is important. Let's measure every progress we are making, and let's keep track on it. Let's celebrate each step, no matter how small that change is. It's still the steps towards that complete change that you desire. Celebrate it, recognize every moment of that change. So, with the 4 ways to get comfortable in change, remember that change is not overnight. Change is really not easy, as it may sound, as it may easy to say, but change is not overnight. It is a process, and you need to trust the process as we go to the changes, and more importantly, you trust yourself. Trust the process and trust yourself that you will overcome it. How do you want to change your life? If you will need help and support at this point of your life, whether you are deciding to change, you are undergoing change, or you don't really know how to start, but you have that desire to change your life, let's talk, let's have conversation, and let's stay connected. Contact me on my page, Coach Glacy, and you can also join our group, our community. Creating positivity starts with you. Or send me email at glacyvillaruel17@gmail.com, or you can call me or send SMS at 0998-977-1223. Let me help you on the change that you're going through, and let me help you on the change that you want in your life. And if you want to continue the journey to positivity with growth mindset, so I'm inviting you to join me in a coaching workshop. So this is 3 sessions, and this will be virtual. Becoming a positive view. Of course, we begin with our mindsets and mastering the energy and positivity within by being confident with yourself. And so this will run beginning November 13 and then on the 20th and 27th of November. So save the date and reserve your slot. And contact me at 0998-977-1223. So thank you, everyone. And as we end today's episode, let me invite you to visit our coaching hub. So I'm now on our coaching hub at Decaf Coffee Republic, located at Pioneer Center compound along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. So it's just across Bayanihan Center. Our coaching hub is open physically from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Only, but virtual operations is 24 by 7. And we offer coaching services on demand any time of the day, any day of the week. Please connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 for your coaching needs. So thank you so much for joining me today and for being with me the whole month of October. I will see you soon, and let's stay connected. Love, bam, boom. Love, bam, boom. Thank you. Bye.